In many communities, people experiencing homelessness have to join a wait list to gain admission to a shelter. If someone who's sleeping outside or in a car, or who's about to lose their housing seeks help, they'll be added to that wait list. And in the meantime, they'll continue to sleep in an unsafe or unstable situation, outside in many cases. So how can we solve this problem? Think of it this way. If you've got long shelter wait lists, then your community's homeless response system is like a tub that's overflowing. More and more people are becoming homeless. That's the inflow. At the same time, homeless response providers work hard to rehouse people. That's the outflow. But in many communities, it's really hard to find affordable housing, and programs are understaffed and under-resourced, so the capacity for outflow is narrower than the inflow. That's why the tub is overflowing. The overflowing water coming out of the tub is kind of like all the people who need shelter and can't access it. Now here's the thing about wait lists. A shelter wait list can help you keep track of how much the water is overflowing, but it doesn't reduce that overflow. It might be tempting to think, okay, we'll add more shelter beds. But what happens then? If you don't make changes to your system so that the outflow exceeds the inflow, then these new shelter beds will fill up quickly and the tub will start overflowing again. One key strategy that can help you both reduce inflow and improve outflow is housing problem solving. What if every time someone in your community is newly unhoused, you assign a staff member who talks with them at least once a week? The newly homeless neighbor and the staff member could have an ongoing problem-solving conversation. In some cases, these creative problem-solving conversations could help your newly homeless neighbor resolve their housing crisis without ever entering shelter, especially if you can pair this support with a little flexible financial assistance. Maybe, after a thoughtful conversation, it will make sense to place that neighbor on a shelter wait list while your team continues having regular housing problem-solving conversations with them. In fact, you all will want to continue housing problem-solving conversations with this neighbor throughout any time they do spend in shelter, right up to the point that they've stabilized in permanent housing. Those efforts could help shorten their time in shelter, which frees up a shelter bed sooner for someone else. In short, housing problem-solving is a key strategy for stemming the inflow into shelters and increasing the speed with which people exit shelters to housing. You'll be helping more people in your community find safe, stable housing and ultimately thrive.